Hey, welcome back to Pedal Machine Shed. I'm Kenny and this is PennyFarming. So it was a name given to it because it's sort of got the styling of the old penny farthing bikes back in what, 100 years ago or something like that. Or I think in America it's called a high wheel bike, or whatever it is. They're the big wheel in front and small wheel at the back. So that's kind of like penny and the farthing. But anyway, so I had this stupid idea that I could make this out of tractor tyres and make sort of an off-road version. So I'll give you a bit of a rundown with where I'm at the moment. So we'll start here, just a standard tractor tyre and a standard oil drum and random scrap steel wheel that was made up. That's all oil drum steel and the ride-on my front, of course. Got a good old-fashioned tractor seat. Kohler 161, it's about 8 horsepower. It's about 60 years old. So that's a good, solid, strong engine. Now the rear end is a Space Saver hub, Space Saver wheel, and another tractor tyre on the back. Got this whole drive system going on with like a 2-stage reduction, blah blah blah. If you want to see any more of that, or the steering mechanism I got going on here with steering wheel and all the chain and cable and stuff, check out one of the previous videos. I've sort of covered that, and I think that's about it. But today I'm going to be working on some controls. So we're going to do clutch on this side with the old sloppy belt thing. Centrifugal would have definitely been easier, but I wanted that old-fashioned kind of tractor-y vibe, so that's why I'm going with this, and I just wanted to make it a bit more difficult to ride. And this side, we're going to do brake on that side, straight down to the rear end there. I'm not doing brakes on the front at this stage. I don't want any more sort of forces on that. I mean, it's going to definitely pull you up quick, but I don't want any more forces on that sort of engineering frame up the top there. And then we're going to do a throttle control here. So that's going to be like the old-fashioned lever throttle, the old tractors had it, and I think I might try and push the twisty bit right down into here, just so I don't have to try and hide like modern cables and stuff. So sit back and watch me figure out yet another piece of the engineering puzzle that is PennyFarming. So the first place I'm going to start is the throttle. What I'm thinking is that's the way up, so that's straightforward position. I'll find out where my hands are actually sitting, and I think I might pivot something off there, put another bracket here, pivot a little lever off there, down to here, and then I can bring another lever down that can pull in the cable. And then once that's all done, I can put a cover over here to hide all the throttle cable and stuff. I'll just see where my hands sit first. I don't actually know where I'm going to want them when I'm driving it because I haven't actually driven it yet, but I would guess somewhere just below those spokes on the wheel. I wouldn't want them up there or down. Yep, okay, so I will get a piece of steel and see how it feels. This is actually quite a comfy seat, this one. I really don't know how this steering wheel is going to go though, compared to, say, handlebars gives you a bit more of a natural feel for a bike, but I reckon if we bring that out there, so it's sort of like an indicator, that might work, eh? Put a cool little knob on the end. Alright, I'll cut that off. So I definitely want something a bit stronger than this little piddly piece, but I'll probably use reinforcing steel for that. Yeah, I think that's cool, eh? I'd say that'll do the job. So, I'm going to bring it in halfway down this steering column and then bring it out on an angle, which will probably make it easier down here. I just need a couple of brackets to hold that, or I might a straight shaft from the back of there to another one there. So this is what I've come up with. I've got the throttle cable off there, which I'll hide, and then I'm going to go to like a mechanical rod or something a bit more farm spec. So I've got brackets there for the steering. Oh, how about I go and fit it now, and then I'll show you kind of how it works. So I'm just going to put a couple of tacks on here because I may still want to get this off to fit like a cover over that and drill some holes to squish all that through. I think I can still do that from. So I'll tack these on. And don't look directly at the light. I'll try not to as well. That's one. Chuck a little one underneath. Ow. Doesn't have to hold too much stress, this thing. It is just a throttle. Missed. 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 Got it. That's it. I'll chuck one more tack on the other side. Something easy to cut off if I need to. Ow. There we go. So I've got this cable here, pretty much routed where I want it. I am going to hide this with some sort of dashboard kind of thing, and I kind of wanted to hide that modern sort of sheathed cable sort of thing, and it comes out here, out of that bolt that I drilled, and then I'm going to do a bit of steel rod from there, and then it's going to come through a 90-degree kind of corner here, and then hit onto the throttle. So I guess that's next, get that all sorted. Right, so I figured this out from that cable that I've done before. I've got a bolt that's been cut out to hold a rod, then goes into this 90-degree sort of doohickey thing. So then I've got another wire out, at the moment, wire out to the carburetor. I still need to get a spring on there to hold that tension, but this works alright now, eh? And it looks farm spec enough. So the movement we got on that is something like that. And of course that's all going to get covered up as well. So I'm yet to decide whether I want a spring return, like a real heavy spring return. So you just got to hold it while you're driving it. That might be the best thing. It's kind of intuitive with normal motorbikes and stuff. Right, so now that's done. There's still a few things to tidy up later, but I'll jump onto the brakes, get them done. That shouldn't be too much drama. I've got a fair idea of how I'm going to do it. Right, so I've got this pipe sleeve tacked in. I've got the pipe tacked onto the reinforcing steel foot pad, and yeah, it's a good fit. It's a wee bit wobbly, but it's that's a lot enough friction. As long as I put a good return spring on it, that should work fine. So next thing I'm going to do, cut some of that flat bar, go from the peg and up a wee bit, and then see if I can hold this at the same time. I'm going to go flat bar up to there, and then cut a piece of this to go through there, and there's my brake lever, I guess you call it, brake pedal, brake lever. And then on the inside, for the connection down to that brake lever, the other one, I'll use some flat bar as well, and then just run probably that little bit of not wire, what do you call it, rod, I guess. It's going to be pull-in, so it doesn't need to be too strong. That should be fine. So I'll get that cut, tacked, and I'll do the inside as well and hook that up, and then we'll see if this idea is going to work. Alright, you go on to see this. This is so cool. So I got the brake pedal, it's all still tacked together, a bit wobbly still. That's not going to get much less wobbly though. So I've got it to lever. Can you see a lever under there? Pulls on the brake lever down there, and then yeah, she still needs a return spring. For some reason it's a bit sticky. Something down there. Maybe I'll clean it out inside, but yeah, return spring should do the trick. So next up, onto the clutch. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Going to sleeve the whole, sleeve the reinforcing steel, but I'm going to bring it out halfway in the middle, have an arm out just above the belt there, and a little pulley on it to push against that. So hopefully that should work. It's going to be a bit more fiddly to get in there. Yeah. Just hope that I've got enough movement in that pedal to put enough pressure on that belt. Because it's going to be pushed down to stop. So you let the pedal off to spring, and that'll spring. Oh yeah, spring load will spring on that. And you just got to jump on it to disengage it, and then need some sort of lock somehow. Well, that's getting confusing now. Yeah, push to go would be much easier, but the mechanism would be harder in here. Yeah, so I'll give it a go first. Push down to release it to, how do I put it? Push down, there's a lever there. Let your foot up, and spring will bring it back down. So it's actually spring holding tension onto the belt. So if you take your feet off, oh, that's not good either. It keeps going. Yeah, we'll go with that. It'll be good for the first try, and then if there's any issue, then I'll modify it. But yeah, we're going to go with a dead man switch. So if you jump off, the clutch stays engaged and you keep going. Alright, I'll do that and see how it's looking. Been having a bit of a play around, and this is what I've come up with. So that'll be your starting or your idle position, and I'll have some sort of lever up there to lock it in this position here, just so it doesn't roll away on you, which will mean that there's slack on the belt, and then once you've started and you're ready to get going, push some sort of lever up there which releases a locking mechanism here, and then you can slowly let that back with your foot. There'll be a spring on there to hold that tension back against the belt. She'll tighten the belt and off you go. I think that'll work. What I want to do is bring up this, all this sort of mechanism here, bring it up in the center, just so it's directly back, it's all clean, it's not sticking out anywhere. And then yeah, as soon as you want to put the clutch in, that'll automatically lock the little locky levery thing up there, and yeah, you can coast along. So hopefully that'll work. I'm going to have to take this out and yeah, that out if I can. Take that out, and I'll have to cut that sleeve there and enough room to bring an arm out, which will then have to be mounted in place as well. So it's going to be a bit of work to do that. But I think that's the best option there, and it's going to work hopefully reasonably well. So I'll get through, cut a lever, put some wheels on it, and then somehow slot that sleeve in the bar and stuff with some sort of bolty thing to hold it in place. Then we'll come back and see if it works. Alright, check this out. How cool is that? It's just what I wanted. So I managed to tuck it inside and you know, keep it kind of as minimal as possible. It's just got the vice grips clamping sort of all holding it together. But yeah, that's that pulley there is just a couple of rollerblade bearings, and I've got some guides on there as well. What else? That's going to be replaced with a spring eventually. But yeah, it works pretty well. I'll jump up top and just see how it feels. So now this is going to work pretty well. I'll just be gentle on it. Yep, now that's going to be real good. So I can afford to get probably 2 or 3 times the weight spring on that without any trouble. But I don't think it's going to take much because of the angle I've got that on. It shouldn't take much of a spring to hold tension on that pulley. But we'll run it as it is and see how it goes. But no, that's going to be real good. Alright, so that's the throttle, the brake and the clutch all sorted out. And next video I will look at doing the training wheels. So just trying to sort them out, have some retractable training wheels, use it as a stand and stuff like that, and want to get in trouble. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.